Well, I had a hard time thinking of a question that would require several hours to answer, but along the lines of what the person, two people in front of me wanted to know, I was wondering if you have to think your way into a role, or if it's just something that's more automatic and intuitive, especially coming back to the characters, but also with other things that you've done in the meantime.
I think there are two different things, because for myself, because I played this character for so long, well, no, it's the same answer. I guess intuitively, but something that I didn't anticipate was because since the series has ended and I've tried to the best of my ability, do things that are different from Scully, that when I had to play her again, my brain was saying, no, stop, 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 stop. Don't give that expression. Don't answer something like that, because that's Scully. I was like, yeah, Scully, you're supposed to be Scully. It's very confusing. But with other stuff, thinking, I mean, for my own process, it's a mixture of thinking and figuring something out, and also trying to pay attention to the first intuitive response on something, and allow the first intuitive inkling to kind of inform the later inkling after you've thought it out and exhausted the thinking, kind of, if that makes any sense.
I just kind of say the words. No, I agree with that. I think it's actually harder, in all honesty, to come back and do a role that you've done for a long time, because you do want
to. How quickly I reconnected with the characters of Mulder and Scully. It was like missing people that I found. And, you know, they lived in my imagination for so long doing the series, and after an absence of 6 years, it was like there they were. And that came very quickly, and that was sort of a nice surprise.
It was like no time had passed at all. Just writing the names Mulder and Scully, which I hadn't written for 6 years, was like the most natural sort of keyboard stroke, as you can imagine. It was like, I don't know, it's been like a dream, the whole movie making process.
It has, it's been a great experience. It's been fun. Did you like the trailer, by the way? Yeah!
I just wanted to ask, I wanted to know if Mark Snow is going to be doing the music, as well as, I had a question for you, Chris. How did you get the inspiration for The Lone Gunman, the first episode, with the airliner and the Twin Towers, and having that come out before September 11th? And I wanted to know if you got any sort of, you know, what was the aftermath of September 11th and having that episode being written and that?
I'm not going to touch this one. I'm going to give it to my colleague here, Frank Spivens, who actually had more to do with The Lone Gunman than I did. The Lone Gunman were created, if you remember in the episode, first season episode, by Glenn Morgan and James Wong, and then we did the TV series. But Frank really had so much more to do with it, and especially that part of the storyline. I think he has a special underground connection.
No, actually, no connection at all. But yes, Mark Snow is doing the score for the movie. But we were just looking for the most awful crime we could imagine, and it was as simple as that. And I think all of us, I hate to say that, our first thought, my first thought that morning of September 11th was The Lone Gunman. And I was stricken with the thought that maybe we, somehow inspired in some way, and I was greatly relieved to learn the plot that existed long before that was on network television, and then disturbed that if we could imagine it, our government didn't, and I didn't understand why we weren't prepared for a tragedy like that. But yeah, it's been the subject of some conspiracy theories online, and we were directed to write it and so on, and it's just an act of imagination like so many others we did at 10/13.
Mr. Carter, my question is directed to you about the television series. I'm continually struck by your frequent references to religion, and particularly religious texts. Would you mind commenting on maybe some of your thoughts on how you bring that into particularly the television series?
I always thought of the X-Files as a search for God, really, and that was a big part of the inspiration. As far as a particular religion, there is no particular religion. It was really the truth is out there. For me, is the mantra. But I want to believe that poster on Mulder's wall, I think, says it all.
David, Jillian, Chris, thank you guys for all coming out today. It really means a lot to everyone here.
Thanks, Ray.
My question is, what was the most difficult scene in the film, in the movie?
We're not done yet.
So far.
You think? Well, you know, there are scenes that are difficult in different ways. There are scenes that are difficult physically. Those are probably not the most difficult. You know, they just feel like it in the moment. But I would think, you know, and you're probably going to laugh when I say it, but I have to explain afterwards. The scenes with Jillian. And only because we all want those to work so well. I know I put so much more weight on the Mulder-Scully scenes, you know, emotionally. And in terms of the spine of the movie and the heart of the movie, that, you know, going into them, I think I just feel, you know, more expectations. So in that way, it becomes more difficult just because there's more, in my mind, more riding on it.
I'd second that and add my first 48 hours. We love Exhibit.